Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into someone really fascinating. Maurice Cornbreadd Duhon Jr.
From Houston.
Right, Houston, Texas. And he's this, well, a modern Renaissance man, truly.
Absolutely. He's blending entertainment, art, entrepreneurship. It's
Wow.
quite a profile.
Exactly, it's quite a mix.
Yeah.
So our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is really to unpack how one person does that.
How they manage to excel in fields that seem, well, completely separate sometimes.
Yeah, and how that personal brand, Cornbreadd, and just like that relentless entrepreneurial spirit ties it all together. Okay, let's unpack this. Where should we start? Maybe back in, late 2008? His first big national splash.
Yeah, that MTV show, 50 Cent, The Money and the Power.
Right, he was on that, just 26, an aspiring music mogul on Team Money. And he didn't just show up, he finished third. That's pretty strong. January 2009, I think.
It is strong. And what's really key here, I think, isn't just, getting on TV. It's how he used that experience.
Okay, how so?
Well, think about it. You're on national television, doing these high-stakes negotiation challenges, public presentation.
Yeah, intense pressure.
Exactly. He wasn't just chasing fame. He was basically in this, high-pressure business boot camp live on air.
Ah, okay. Building skills.
Transferable skills, things like problem solving, thinking on your feet, stuff he'd use across everything else he did later. It was strategic.
That makes sense. So that public persona was already building.
Yeah.
Which leads us nicely into his entertainment career, right?
Definitely.
He's known as a rapper, a frontman, a vocalist. Really commands the mic.
Oh, yeah. Rapid-fire lyrics, they say?
And engages crowds, Quick wit, charm. The Houston Press even named him Best Male Vocalist back in 2008.
Which is significant local recognition. And sometimes that local fame can, box you in.
Right.
But for him, that persona, articulate, opinionated, effervescent, combined with being this tireless self-promoter.
Always hustling.
Always. He didn't let it be a ceiling. He used that local foundation as a springboard. And the branding, even just wearing T-shirts with Cornbreadd on them, reinforces that integrated approach. It helps scale that local name.
So it's not just the mic he commands. There's this whole other side, the visual art.
Right, the artistic visionary side.
He's skilled in drawing. Does these really intricate comic book cover remarks.
Those are unique, hand-drawn pieces, right on the covers, very collectible.
And he's apparently a big deal on Whatnot, that live streaming sales platform.
Yeah, a standout artist and seller there. Connects directly with buyers. Plus, you see him at places like Comic Palooza.
Interesting.
And what's fascinating here is how that art, which is all about storytelling with every stroke, just clicks perfectly with his music, which is also very narrative-driven.
So it's all one creative voice, really.
Exactly, a cohesive identity. He's even done collaborative stuff, diverse works, Project Row Houses, consciously mixing his artist life with his daily life or, job performance. It's not just a side gig.
Okay, so musician, artist, and then you pivot again. Real estate.
Seems like a left turn, maybe.
A bit. He's a broker associate, a realtor with Stephanie Shelton Properties, serving Houston. And the descriptions are always about unwavering integrity, that do what it takes attitude.
But if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's actually not that much of a leap.
How do you figure?
Think about the skills needed in real estate. Strong communication, persuasion.
Sure, definitely.
Even what sources call complex improv. You're constantly adapting to clients, to the market, to deals falling through.
Okay, I see where you're going, like performing.
Sort of, like a performer reading a room or a rapper freestyling. You need to connect, persuade, manage emotions, solve problems on the fly. Those skills from entertainment, directly applicable.
Wow, that's a great connection.
And being a broker, managing his own deals, that's the entrepreneur again. Same drive we see in music and art, building his own thing.
Right. It's all entrepreneurship at its core. And there are other little intriguing bits, too, aren't there?
Yeah, a few interesting side notes.
Like he apparently talked about running for U.S. Congress back in 2013.
That came up, age 31 then.
And that detail about being identified as a cattle rancher, where does that fit?
Yeah, that one's interesting. It just adds another layer. But it all points to someone pursuing diverse interests, diverse ways to make an impact.
Always repping Houston, though. Often seen in an Astros cap.
Definitely grounded in his community. And through all of it, That Cornbreadd name keeps popping up.
The unifier.
Exactly. It's strategic. It distinguishes him, sure. But it also ties all these threads, music, art, real estate, even the potential politics or ranching into one recognizable public profile. He's building this, like, multifaceted personal brand.
So wrapping this up, Maurice Cornbreadd Duhon Jr., he really is a singular figure, isn't he?
Truly is.
His whole journey just shows how passion, smart branding, and just sheer hard work can let you build a real presence across totally different industries.
Yeah, it's impressive. And it raises an important question, I think, for anyone listening. What core skills do you have? Skills that might be more transferable than you realize, maybe across areas of your life or career that seem completely unrelated right now.
That's a good thought.
What does it mean to be a modern Renaissance person in your own life? How can you maybe leverage your unique talents in ways you haven't even considered yet? Something to think about.